So good afternoon to everyone. Today we will see first about the program which in the previous class there is some error for that program. So first we will discuss about that program and then we will see another program of uh, swing class, Java swing class. And after that we will see start the Java networking part. So first before starting this you can see here first in this program what I have done first I have import java.awt.event.star. This is for event handling. For event handling we have to what for the event handling we have to import this package, and for swing programming we have to import javax.swing.star. This package should be imported. Then we have used an user defined class. So as a defined class, and we give the name as the second program. And inside it, I have declared the main function. Then you can see inside the main functions, what inside the main function, you can see so inside the main functions, what we have done, we have first declare the frame class object. First we declare the frame class object. That's why you can see here it is written jframe. Jframe f equal to new jframe means the frame class object is created, and the name which will be shown on the frame is as we have declared that as the button example. So the name that will be shown over the frame will be as the button example. Then we what? Then we created an text field. Then we created an text field object because we want to use a text field. We want to use a text field into the frame. So that's why we have what? We have done create a text field object. So that's why J text field TF, this is the object equal to new J text field. So that means our text field will be created, and this is used as a final. So this is used as a final means what? This used as a final means it cannot be, its value should be same throughout the program. Its value, this object's value will be same throughout the program. The final keyword is used if the final keyword is placed in some object in some variables, then that means that variable value should not be changed throughout the program. If it is used some in method, if it is used before some method, final method, then this method cannot be overridden. Or if this final keyword is used before some class, that means this class cannot be inherited. So this final keyword is used, that means this object's value should be same throughout the program. Then what we have to do, we have first use the frame. The frame we have already, the frame is we have created the frame, and after that the text field is created, and the frame name is also given, that the name it will show as the button example. And after that the text field is created, and after creating the text field, what we should have to do, we should have to do that we have to first fix the position of the text field. First we have to fix the position of the text field. So that's why through the text field object, so through the text field object we called set bounds method. Through object of the text field we call the set bounds method. So in the set bounds method it takes four parameters, x1 y1 and x2 y2 coordinate. So our text field position will be fixed. So after this text field, we want a button should also be inserted into it. We want a button to be inserted. So that's why what we have to do, we have to create the buttons object first, and then after creating the button object, we have to fix the position of the button. So that is what it is done here. That first we have created the buttons object through j button b equal to new j button. That means through it our buttons object is created, button class object is created. And as a parameter, what we have sent, click here. So this is what? This is the level of the button. Means over the button, it will be written that click here. It will be written over click here. Then what? Then through button object, we call the set bounds method. Now this set bounds will perform what? This set bounds will perform, it will fix the position of the button, because we are calling it to the button class object B. So that means it will fix the position of the button. And as a parameter, we are sending the coordinates x1, y1 coordinate and x2, y2 coordinate. Then through buttons class object, what we are doing, buttons class object dot add action listener, means we want add action listener will be used when, if any event generated by the button, then action listener is used. Any event is generated by the button, then it can be handled by the, then it can handle by whom? It handled by the action listener interface. So we are calling that B dot add action listener. That means what? Our buttons class object B means J button B is added to the action listener. Means our source. What is the source? Our source is the J button B. It is the source and it is add with the our listener. So that means anything, any event generated by the button, any event that is generated by the button will be handled by the add action listener. So means we want that if we press some button, any event will be generated. We want that if we press a button, there will be, in mainly we want that in our program, there will be what? There will be a frame present, and inside the frame, there will be a text field and there will be a button. Both will be present there. So in the button name, there will be click here. So after clicking the button, some value will be printed on the text field. So we want that. So for this purpose, what we have to do, we have to first create the frame. And after creating the frame, we have given the name of the frame. Then the text field is created. After creating the text field object, we have to first, what we have to do, we have to set the position of the text field. Then the button will be created. And after creating the button, the level of the button means the name of the button is given. And after this, through buttons class object, we call the set bounds method. That means after that, the button's position will also be fixed. Now, after performing that, what we have to do, we want that if we press the button, then the value will be printed in the text field. So that means what? Button should generate an event. So that's why if the button is generated some event, it is handled by the action listener interface. So that means we have to use button B, means our buttons object dot add action listener. That means our button is added to the action listener interface. So any event, if any event is generated by the button, then it will be handled by the add action listener. And as a parameter, we are passing add action listener object. Then we know that action listener interface has a method. Only one method present in that action listener interface. What method is present in the action listener interface? Public void action perform. And as a parameter, action event class object, action event E means action event class object. As a parameter, we send action event class object. This is the abstract method. Present in the action listener interface, that public void action performed. And as a parameter, we send action event class object, action event E here. Then what we want, that if the button is pressed, the some text will be printed on the text field. So that's why we call what? Through text field class object. You see, through text field class object TF, through this text field class object, we set that set text, we call the set text method. Through object of the text field class, we call the set text method. And in this set text method means what this set text method will do, it will set the text, mean the value will be printed. The value will be printed that as a parameter which we are sending. Here I am sending welcome CSE 2017-2021. That means after pressing the button, this welcome CSE 2017 to 21 will be shown on the text field. Okay, so after that, what we are already defined everything. So now we have to add the button first. We have to add the button with the frame because button will be placed in the frame. So that's why we call f.add. So that's why we called f.add method. And through f.add method, we are passing buttons object. We are passing buttons object. That means now the button is added to the frame. Then same we have to do what? We have to add text field to the frame. Same as the text field should be added to the frame. So that's why what we will do, we will call frame class object. Through frame class object, we will call add method, and in this time add inside the parameter, it will be sent by the text field class object, text field object. Then we will use the set size method. Now we are calling f.setSize, means frame class object through set size method, means we are calling through set size method is calling through frame class object. That means our frame, this will use, this is taking two parameters, height and width. So that means we are calling through frame class object set size method. So that means our frame width and height will be set. Our frame width and height will be set. Then through frame class object, we are calling set layout method. And in set layout method, as a parameter, we are sending null. That means we know that there are 4 layout present. What is the 4 layout? Border layout, card layout, flow layout, and grid layout, which we already seen. So null means what? Default layout will be chosen. For the default layout, which layout will be chosen? We know that the default layout that Java follows is the flow layout. So the flow layout will be chosen, and this flow layout will be used by the frame. Then set visible method. Through set visible method, we want from set visible method, we know that the frame will be shown or not. Here we are calling through frame class object. That means through frame class object, we are calling set visible method. That means our component, whatever the component will be, our here we are using frame. So that means our frame will be visible or not. It is shown by set visible method. So we are passing true value. That means it will be shown. Our frame will be visible. So if we run this program, you can see what happens. If we run this program, it will be clear. So see here what it is showing. There is showing the frame. This is the frame. This is the frame we have created. Now in the frame, we have what we have sent. In the frame name should be shown as the button example. So the button example is shown in the frame. After that, the text field we have created, this way I have used as a final. That means nothing will be, if we write something, then it cannot be stored. Only by click here, this will be generated. So this position is fixed. With set bounds method, the text field position is fixed, and through then we added the button. So the button's name is click here. So you can see the click here, it is shown here. And after that, the button's position is fixed. So we fix the position of the button, and through this command b.add action listener, that means the event generated by the button will be now handled by the event handling code, means, and if the event is generated by button, it will be handled by the action listener interface. And so that's why after that there is a method present, and in this method, this is an abstract method, so this abstract method should be overridden in our class through object. What is the text field class object? We are calling set text method, and it is welcome to CSE 2017-21. That means whenever we will press it, you can see this, the message is showing welcome CSE 2017-21. That means this event is now handled by the action listener interface. So that's how our event handling code in the our AWT, or we can say swing, because in the swing also this can be done. We are using the swing programming. So in swing programming, we are doing this program. Okay, clear? It is clear to everyone? Dia, it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the program of the event handling if it is generated by some button. Next, we will see another type of program. So this type of a program is this is another Java program. It is also another type of event handling. Through event handling, this Java program is done. This Java program is done to the event handling. Now, I am not discussing that this because this is mainly the same thing that you have to import the package of the package which is used for the swing. We are programming swing, so we have to import the package of swing and import the package of Java AWT.event, because we are using the event handling also, same as that. Now, in this program, we want that there will be 3 text field present. In this, there will be a frame present, and inside this frame, there will be what? There will be 3 text field present. In this 3 text field, below them, there will be 2 buttons present. Through this button, we will what? We will do addition of the 2 numbers, so and subtraction of the 2 numbers, and we will get the final result. So that's how we can perform this. How we can perform this, we will show it in this program. So here first, what I have to do, I have to use public class text field example. This is our what? This is our user class that we are doing. Implements action listener. Now it is implementing the action listener class. Sorry, not a class, action listener interface. That's why it is implements. It is implements action listener interface. Now, inside it, we want that there will be 3 text field present and 2 button present. So that's why we have used J text field TF1, TF2, TF3, and J button B1, B2, because 2 buttons will be present and 3 text field will be present. We want that. So first, what we have to do, we have to, in the constructor, it is used as a text field example. That means it is the constructor. It is the constructor of the text field example class. And inside the constructor, what we have to do, we have to first create the object of the frame. That we are creating J frame F equal to new J frame. So that means object of the frame class. Object of the frame class is created. Means now the frame will be created. And after that, one by one, you see our text field is created. So TF1 equal to new J text field. Now it is the first text field is created, and then through set bounds method, what we do? Through set bounds method, we fix the position of the text field. Then our next text field is created. So through TF2 equal to new J text field. That means our second text field is created. After our second text field is created, and then we TF2 dot set bounds method. That means our second text field position is fixed. Our second text field position is fixed now. Then through set bounds method, we fix the position of the second text field. Then again, what we have created the third text field. We have created the third text field, and after creating the third text field, what? Through set bounds method, calling the set bounds method with the object of the third text field, what? Its position is fixed now. Then what we use, you can see the third text field object dot set editable. Now this method set editable means any values in the third, any values, if set editable states, this method sets that it takes two parameter as a Boolean status, true or false. Now if set editable is true, that means we can edit the values. But if set editable is false, that means it will be not what? It will be not editable. And we are calling it with the third text field object. That means we want in the third text field, we didn't want that the value can be editable. Other text fields, the value should be editable. But in the third text field, the value is not editable. The value will not be editable in the third text field. So that's why we call third text field object through set editable method. And through set editable method, we pass the parameter as false. That means our third text field should not be what? Should not be editable. We want that. Okay. And after that, what? After that, our two buttons is created. First, B1 button is created equal to new J button, and the level, it will be shown as positive, means plus. As level, it will show plus. Then we fix the position of the button. Next, our next button is created, and in this level, it will be shown as minus. And through set bounds method, what? Through calling this set bounds method, we fix the position of the buttons. So the buttons position is also fixed. Our text field position is also fixed. And what we have done, the frame is also created. And what we have also done, that our third text field, the third text field should not be editable. We have done that. After that, what we have to do, this button will generate some event. We want that this button will generate some event. So that means what? That means we have to use add action listener. So we have to use add action listener. So that's why you see first button object, through first button object, we called add action listener. And as a parameter, we pass this keyword. Means this is the current reference. So our button B1 is now added to the action listener. Now button B1 is added to the action listener. Means button B1, if button B1 generates some event, it will be handled by the action listener. Same as that, we B2, the B2 button, it is also added with the add action listener, and the event generated by the button B2, it will be handled by what? It will be handled by the action listener. And as a parameter, we pass this keyword. So both the button now will generate the event. So we done that both this button will generate some event. And then after that, what? Each text field is added with the frame through add method. You can see f.add tf1. That means in frame class object, we are calling add method, which is taking parameter as a text field, first text field object. That means now text field, first text field is added onto the frame. Same type text field 2, second text field will be added in the frame, and third text field is also added to the frame. And after that, same way the button will be added to the frame, and first button is added to the frame, then second button is also added to the frame. And through set size method, we will set calling it to the object of the frame class. Our frame size will be set, its height and width will be fixed. And then through object of set layout method, as a parameter we are passing null. That means flow layout will be chosen. So our frame will choose flow layout. And set visible through object of the frame class we are calling set visible. So that means and as a parameter we are passing true. That means that means our frame will be visible. Then what we have to the method that is present on the action listener interface is public void action perform, and as a parameter action event class object action event e. So that means we have to override that method in our program. So we have done that override this program. So this overwriting we have used tf.getText. Now this will act as tf1.getText, means some string value will be put here. Some string value will be put here. That's why it is used tf1, means in the fast text field object dot get text. So that means some string value, and this value in Java always know that the value which will be entered in the string format. So that's why we use that the value is stored in the string s1. So we use that the value which will be written, it will be stored as it will be get as a string. So what we have to do, we have to store it into the string value. So fast tf1, that means the object of the fast text field object. So fast text field object we call the get text method. Now what get text method do? If you can remember, the get text method retrieve the text. Get text method done what? Get text method basically retrieve the text. So that's why get text method is used. Our get text method, it will retrieve the text. So get text method is used. Same that the next text field object is also the next text field object is also given through get text method. It called the get text method. So that means some text will be written and it will be stored in the string value s2. Now after that we are trying that some performance of addition function. That's why in the button we have used plus, and in next button we have used minus. That means the value that is inserted into the text field 1 and the value that is inserted into the text field 2, both value we want that this value should be added. Means after pressing addition in the button, this two text field value should be added. So that means the string comparison, the string class, the string addition is not possible. So what we have to do, we have to use the wrapper class. We have to use the wrapper class. Now these wrapper classes are used basically to convert string to integer values and integer to string values. There are many types of wrapper classes present, but integer.parseInt, this is a type of a wrapper class that will convert the string values to the integer values. This will convert our string values to integer values. So that's why we are passing integer.parseInt and as a parameter s1. That means first text field, the text which is as given will be stored into the integer. Now the value will be what we can do is using the integer. And in the second case also, in the second, when integer b that is equal to integer.parseInt and as a parameter we are sending s2. That means the second value which we take will be now stored into the integer. And the third, in c equal to 0, we want that these two values should be added and it will be it will be written in the third text field. After calculating the value, it will be shown on the third text field. Now you remember we have used set editable method. That's why we use set editable method, because we want that after adding the two values of the text field 1 and text field 2, the value will be shown, the result will be shown on the text field 3. So that's why we use set editable method, that we doesn't want in that text field any editable format. Only after addition or after subtraction, the value should be shown on the third text field. So that's why we didn't use, we use set editable for method, and in this method we have passed the false. We have passed what? We have passed false as a parameter. That's why we cannot do editable, cannot do any edit. Then e dot get source equal to b1. So that means now we are calling if condition, and if b1 button is pressed, if b1 button is pressed, then in the b1 button what sign is used? Plus sign is used. So that means after adding the value will be shown on the resultant text field, that is C. Or else if b2 button is pressed, that means first and first text field and second text field, both have the value. This will be what? After, it will be shown as the subtraction, after subtraction. So that's how it will be shown. So, and in the final text field, what it will show? In the final text field, as a parameter we are sending result, that means the result value will be shown. And inside the main, what we are calling, that inside the main we are calling what? We are calling this user defined class. So if we run this program, you can see, if we run this program, if we run this program, you can see now, you see that dot Java. Now you see what? There are 3 text field created and 2 buttons are created. Then this button we have what? We have labeled as a plus. So plus is shown, and this is labeled as minus. So minus is shown. And you can see 3 text field is created. So third text field, what we have done? In the third text field, through set editable method, we have used false. That means we cannot edit in the third text field. Only after the result of this 2 text field, it will be shown in this text field. So that's why here you can see we didn't able to edit here. So it is not editable format. And that's why we passed as a false. So now if we say some value, that is in first text field, we put 78, and in next text field, we put 98. So 98. So after, you can see adding, the value is shown 176. Now you can see we didn't able to edit this. That after pressing this button, the addition of these 2 numbers are done, and the result is shown in the third text field. Same as that, if we use minus, then you can see the value is shown as what? The value is shown as 2. Clear? It is clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. श्रेया, रिया, शुभम, कोई क्वेश्चन है तुम लोगों का?
नो सर।
समझ में आया था कैसे फिर प्रोग्राम लाइन बाय लाइन कोडिंग?
यस सर।
Okay. So mainly basically Java Swing program and AWT program are done like this. Okay, so that's how it is not only this that we only able to do this program. You anything you can do this type of. If you want, I want some button will be used, some text field will be used, some radio boxes should be used. It is not possible to show all the radio box program and all that, but how the concept works, I have used only using some buttons and text fields. I have shown you that how this concept works, but this can be done, this type of programming can be done using what? Using radio boxes or check boxes, also using the list, using the menu. If you create the menu and inside the menu we want that there will be a frame like this, and in this frame there will be a menu present, and this inside this menu there will be the menu items present. This can be also done, this type of programming can be also done. And for that, the event, if in the case of radio boxes or check boxes, which will handle the event will be handled by that what? Item listener. So in that case we have to use the item listener. In that case we have to use item listener. So that's how we can perform the programming. Okay, so I have only shown this example. If you see, practice it, other examples also. Okay, but it is not possible to show all of these examples, but I will try to show you in later, if time is if there is time, that I will again show this type of programming. Okay, so thank you everyone. I am ending the session, and in next class we will show the networking part in the Java networking, which we use in the next class. Okay, we will show it into the next